All right, and we are live with the next episode of the Furry Raiders podcast. My name is Jolt, the chief host of the podcast, and with me is one returning host, our favorite candy corn doggo.
Hi guys, what's up?
And today we're joined by two first timers into the show. Misfit Patchwork. Please introduce yourself and tell us so far about your experience in the Furry Raiders.
I'm Misfit. I go by like 6 other names. Who knows? Experience with the Furry Raiders. Pretty good so far. Totally not being held at gunpoint. That's a joke.
That's a good way of putting it, though. Also, our next first timer on the show, Anubistan. What a name, folks.
You finally said correctly. Thank you.
As with Misfit, how's your experience with the group so far?
It's actually pretty nice.
Anyway,
and my laptop, so
dude, honestly,
apparently.
I'm just loving digging your name because it's like, like anything you put a stan in is like a Muslimized version of literally Anubis.
Fuck. Yeah, it's just because it's like Pakistan. That's the only one I can name was Stan.
I don't know. I mean, like we're basically turning the whole
I
world
have another
to stands.
name
Like,
with it also.
dude, the trend is to turn the whole world to stands. Londonistan.
Apparently.
First it was Londinium, then it was London. What else is next?
London stand.
Well,
Oh,
it's the current
God.
trajectory of London, hey? So, I mean, that's kind of... I mean, as of now, there's really... before we do dive in, there's really not much of items of housekeeping to do, other than, we're all going to miss Foxler because he's basically... He's up and flown out at this point in time.
Where is he going off to at this
I
time?
don't know. He's trying to Thai prostitutes, maybe.
What the heck?
Thailand. Maybe I might have gone.
Okay, you said something
Thailand
about...
makes sense. He's going for the lady boys.
Ooh.
Oh, you
That's
mean the
pretty much what
femboys?
the majority of the people who go there for, anyway.
I mean, that's all there is.
No. Don't give Thailand some credit. Give it some credit.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
where he's from.
I absolutely love the architecture over there.
Oh,
Full of
Anubistan,
butts.
you do have a really cool name, by the way. Just had to
Yeah,
mention
we just
that.
what? You only realize that now?
No, I just wanted to mention that it was cool. That's all.
You're behind like 5 minutes, Candy.
I know, I'm sorry. Well, everyone else is
You're
talking.
behind, actually, I would say a few years, actually.
Okay.
But it's just part and parcel of the course. This is why our podcast is just the way it is.
That's for my name. I've gone by Misfit, Ken, Sienna, now Arium. Yeah, just those
Honestly,
four.
I do love the Sienna tag is probably the best of your lot, though. But...
You're just saying that because you're Australian.
Nah.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I literally Googled Australian names when I was naming that budgie.
All right.
All that I did with mine was look up Anunnaki, and I came up with mine on the spot.
My next OC is just going to be called Nut.
All right. So, I think we'll start on the big item of today. I mean, week's been a tad quiet, but we've got a bit of an update just to kind of fill you people in on the Furaffinity lawsuit. But as I said, to fill you in, we'll kind of backtrace it to what IMVU / Furaffinity has been doing in the past and how they were dealing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we see here like this was basically towards the end of June. Like the plaintiff Roy decides that he's filing the suit for proven cases of FA's harassment and breach of contract. You remember the massive, the great shutdown day where we all got banned from Furaffinity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
I didn't have Furaffinity, but as soon as I heard that, I was thinking, dang.
Now, for some
these fuzzbutts are gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
For some reason, I did not get banned from FA when they did this whole purge thing, thankfully. But I remember a lot of people did.
Yeah.
That's because you're friends with a lot of popular furries. They overlook you.
I mean,
because of that.
Doesn't Vin use?
I mean, I don't know how a lot of our guys didn't exactly get pulled, but if a lot of our guys basically slipped through the net, I mean, Dragoneer and his unpaid, people who stalk our chats haven't been trying hard enough.
No, they have not.
Unpaid.
Yeah, none of those guys have any info on me, so it's like, let's just have a look at a guy that apparently has a death stare or something.
I don't look at half the things they probably monitor, so.
As long as you don't post like Nazi artwork or something, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be okay.
I don't use Furaffinity.
I don't.
But that, yeah, well, it's only got its uses, but at this stage, it's a sinking ship. But essentially, well, I mean, the IMVU buyout thing is a thinger, but so the guy, but basically now the guy just went up to IMVU and look at this stuff. You read this post, and now IMVU is basically just say they want nothing. It suggested they want nothing to do with Dragoneer. They're trying to throw him under the bus essentially for.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember when this deal actually happened.
Wow.
Like this is just a few years ago too. Like I think IMVU bought FA out in like 2016 or about
2015.
2015. Yeah.
That was 3 years ago when I graduated from high school.
I'm still in high school.
But this was not a long time ago. But it was like a big thing.
Kid.
Call me a kid.
Yeah.
Right. So, but did you ever know how much Furaffinity? I remember they said on the street that Furaffinity was only worth a meager $50,000.
Yep. Yes, they did.
I'm looking at the wiki for it right now, and I'm trying to see if they did put the price in here.
Well, the price did change over time as they got more popular. The price increased. Originally, I thought it was only 20,000.
The wiki says it was an undisclosed
website.
That was like in 2014. It was at 20,000, I think. And then the price did go up because it became a lot more popular, and as the fandom grew, and IMVU was like, "Oh, we got to get on that and put our ads on there."
I think wasn't it? I just presumed for the longest time that Dragoneer was either A, desperate for a buyer, or B, he's like unsatisfied with the price that he was getting it at.
I think it was probably both, but the general consensus that I've talked to people is that they think that Dragoneer sold us out, and he kind of did in a way. I mean, you look at what IMVU has done. As soon as they had rights to the website, and they started changing the types of ads that could be there, they started changing the type of content people could post. Because it's based on their advertisers and their rules, and that upset a lot of people. And it upset me too. They changed their whole conduct.
Yeah.
What was their conduct originally, anyways?
Well, it was more free than it was today. Definitely.
Okay, that would explain it then.
Like you could post edgy things, making fun of like people in general, making like jokes and stuff. Nowadays, everything's offensive. Everything's banned.
And it's now super kind of politicized.
Oh,
in which case, I'll go back and put up the screen share window because, now you basically it's no secret now Dragoneer is transformed into a kind of super politicized stinger and a defender of Antifa.
Oh yeah,
I think Antifa got them and strangled them in the sleep or something because no one switches that fast without something bad happening to them.
I just want to quickly say that when IMVU was buying Furaffinity, Dragonair promised that IMVU wasn't going to change anything. He publicly stated that. And then a month or two later, in April of 2015, IMVU ordered admins to put the large ads in.
Yep. Yes, they did.
Oh god, those adverts, like literally.
It says it was reverted within 24 hours.
No, that thing was a meme of its own, though. But we'll talk about that in a moment once we're through with this.
Oh
So,
god,
like,
memes. Why? I thought we were done with the memes.
not
At least
even.
the older ones.
Not even.
My life
Oh
was
god.
Just to continue with this stuff first. Now, IMVU at the stage they are in have become quite desperate to throw out the lawsuit.
Well, who could blame them?
Like, I mean, here's the thing. They just decided, we got to play the whole politics game. My plaintiff is a hateful guy, and they're just trying to get the court to remove the suit on the grounds of let's just save our skin. We're not hateful like this guy is.
They're basically throwing insults, I guess.
Well, I mean, he's basically trying to put a motive on the guy himself. Like, further slandered the plaintiff. You see the screen share. They further slandered the plaintiffs in its ongoing motion to dismiss, claiming that Roy himself is an alt-righter who thinks that that's peaceful, but they're just trying to lie their way out of the suit.
It's vaguely reminds me of the Count Dankula case.
Oh god.
I mean, the real problem is this actually did become political. Like he even says, if you look at the Twitter posts, that Dragonair is absolutely against the alt furry and whatever like that is. He has like an agenda. He's pro Antifa, and that this is against IMVU's policy to attack groups like this. And now they're saying, well, maybe we want to distance ourselves from FA because of the site owner's policies. Don't necessarily they're not compatible with what IMVU wants.
Right.
IMVU did change stuff, but Dragonair is very radical when it comes to his views on stuff, and it's just only gotten worse.
Well, that would explain it then.
That's what seems to be the case.
And at this stage, you know what the best part of this all is regarding the lawsuit is that the IMVU tried to have it dismissed, but so they were allowed to file the motion to dismiss. The plaintiff Roy responded to that, and IMVU tried to, but they missed their deadline by God knows how long.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, that's one of the tweets you sent me, and I thought it was just stupid.
Like literally, and because of that, though, at this stage, what are the chances that the case is going to be thrown out?
I'd say pretty high if they get bribed.
I'm not entirely sure, like how that legal stuff works. I mean, if they miss a deadline, maybe they could negotiate or something. I'm not really sure what the whole end game is for this.
At this, it's not the dinger that I'm worried about. It's this whole IMVU thing. Like, even you now know that they're just gonna throw Dragonair under the bus, and that it's no secret that the prediction of all this is.
Oh yes, they are.
They're just gonna ditch Dragonair and effectively settle for maybe they'll just ditch FA and give it to the plaintiff.
They might actually do that. This is one of their assets, that they invested resources into purchasing.
$50,000 in green text.
Yeah.
In what now?
That's it's a meme I was making.
Oh god.
Green text. Okay. But yeah, they invested a lot of money in this, and to have all this legal stuff going on, it might be a liability at this point to continue working with them.
And it's only, for a meager price of that. I think it's if the lawsuit drags on, it'll just be worth more than the price of FA.
Exactly. So that's why it's a liability. It's like, why bother continue with this nonsense if it's going to cost them, a couple of maybe $100,000 or something, and the website itself is not actually worth as much as their legal fees would be otherwise. So maybe they might make that executive decision to just say, never mind.
I mean, honestly though, if let's suppose, let's play hypotheticals here, while I duck out for a minute. The question is, let's say the plaintiff wins FA, and now he says he has no real he hasn't really got much interest in running it, but if to say, if we, let's play a pipe dream and say, if we got the keys to FA, how would you guys run it?
Oh, I know exactly how I would run it.
Same here.
I had a website actually called dragonet.net a few years ago when I was doing all these programming stuff, and I wanted it to be something like FA where people could post things. However, I would have extremely limited rules when it came to posting things. As long as you're not harassing or making terrorist threats, I would let people post whatever they want and say whatever they want. It'd be very lax. It would be kind of like a safe haven, for people to come and actually express their views without having to be politically correct. And when it comes to advertisements, I would want to get ads from the artists themselves and make it more of a local kind of a furry related thing and not just a corporate thing. Because in this case with IMVU is a pretty big company, and they have a lot of other advertisers, third parties that were on FA that really didn't have to be there. Because originally FA used to do this. FA used to have ad bars that were made by artists on the website to promote their own content, which I thought was great. That's how it should be. I mean, they might not make as much money, but that's the cost of not selling out to corporations. So I would probably run it like that.
Maybe you
Nice.
realize running FA or inheriting it may not be the best idea, and instead just burning it to the ground may be even better.
That's an option.
Scrapping it and then starting all over.
Well, I don't know. Do you guys think it's too far gone at this point?
That
maybe fixed or not?
At this point, I would honestly, I don't mind burning down FA because its architecture is just ancient and not worth salvaging or upgrading.
My first option was just to burn it to the ground.
Well, I have nothing negative to say about the architecture of the website at all.
I would just say, scrap it and then start all over, from scratch, with some new laws.
So, if you were literally given the keys to FA, you wouldn't run it differently, or you would just say, you know what, never mind, let's hire new people and just make something different?
The second one.
Okay.
And how it is right now with it being super political. I don't mind if there's a little bit of politics. What I do mind is if it's the only thing that you are about as a person.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind politics, but what I do mind is censorship. I don't like seeing artists, or people not being able to express themselves in the way that they were supposedly able to, and that they're actually being attacked for it. I mean, that's not a good way to run something.
I mean, if it was under our property under the Furry Raiders label, can you just imagine the reaction?
Oh God, no.
There'd be a public outcry. People would.
Neo-Nazis have taken over the fandom. Run for the hills.
I've literally gone on Twitter and a lot of the other sites that I decide to be on, and I literally just ask people, where the hell are these Nazi furs? No one tells me.
It's a boogeyman to them.
Pretty much.
doesn't
It's
it,
not.
it either does exist, but it's just not as active as they want it to be, so they make up things, or it doesn't exist and they're making up things. Which we know there are most likely alt-right furs, but they're Nazis and all that. But they're not idiots like the left.
And just to kind
Yes.
of move forward though, like I mean, Candy, Dragoneer as a person personally, right?
Oh, me?
Oh,
Yes, I do.
oh
Unfortunately.
God, I feel bad for you.
Yeah,
Hopefully
Candy
he's not
Corn
listening to this
Douche
now.
talks to him a lot. Oh, I guarantee you he is.
Yeah, he might. But yes, I do know him personally. Actually, I just spoke to him like a month ago.
Yeah, you
Like,
told me that on like a video chat on
I feel
Telegram. Oh, I talked to Dragoneer. Lucky.
I feel bad for you, Candy.
He's an interesting character, I would say, but I think he's gotten crazier over the years. I mean, I've known him since like 2015, and I've met him like in person and stuff, but one thing good that I can say about him is that when it comes to like helping people, like he'll do it. He really does seem to care about at least his position in his job. I had broken my iPad once, and it fell down the stairs by accident. I lost everything, all my passwords, everything. And I was texting him at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was like this whole stupid thing because like I didn't have my email password either. So he ended up like texting me the code or whatever. But it was like some ungodly hour of the morning, and yet he was still willing to help me. Now he could have just said, "Hey, it's too late. Go to sleep. I'll deal with this tomorrow." But no, he actually did seem to care and want to help me out. So that was good. But I'm not a fan of his pro Antifa stance. I think he really misspoke there when he was talking about that we shouldn't, look negatively upon Antifa, which is a terrorist group. I mean, like, what the heck?
It should be considered that, but the mainstream media, except for a few people, don't want it to be.
I'm pretty sure New York recognizes it as a domestic terrorist group.
Yeah.
One of the Antifa members came here to Texas and shot up a church in a little town not that far from San Antonio.
Oh my God. And you know what? Dragoneer is supposed to be like a public figure. I mean, he's like the owner of FA, and everyone knows who he is. And the fact that he's supporting a group that does these kind of acts, I don't think that was a very politically good impression of him to be saying these kind of things. It wasn't right. Why would you support that? Why?
I mean, at this stage, though, it's just it's probably just a tragedy like what he's turned into at this point in time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like FA, it's maybe worth. It may not be worth salvaging because it's just too much trouble and effort.
Right, and it's not even the architecture of the website, like how it's designed. I mean, that stuff could be easily fixed. The problem is the people that run it. They have certain views and opinions, and they're changing their own terms of services. And, it's just not a good environment for people to freely express themselves anymore. Not like it used to be. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
that's just the West in general now, and a few countries in the East.
All right. We'll kind of close this topic down, though, but just to make a closing message, I will say that I have full hopes for Roy to get out there, win the case, and hope that they get this through. And, that FA either suffers, settles, or just straight up burns to the ground. I mean, they have they're the ones that stand to lose the most. Well, IMVU does.
Yeah, because they're the ones that have a lot of artists.
The artists will recover.
If FA were to fall through, I think would it hurt Dragoneer a lot?
Yes.
Oh, personally, yeah, absolutely. Oh, he'd be devastated. I mean, I would be too.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
I think it would hurt. I think it would hurt a decent portion of furries.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. We'll move on to the next topic right about after this. I'll read the live comments first. There was a tweet of Dragoneer humping an orca pool toy.
Wait, what?
What?
Well, that wasn't
think
exactly a thing of Dragoneer per se, but
Oh my god.
I think I've seen that.
yeah, I saw it too. Like literally, that happened. And then yeah,
Well, I'm on my iPad, so I can't actually
I
see the
wish I
live
could screenshot
comments.
that one quiet. You know, let's
I'm
see.
on my laptop tablet, so I could see the live comments.
I can see live. All right.
I literally
Furfo
have it
Clouds.
on my phone, so I'm having to use my laptop tablet to see the comments.
So,
Oh,
Furfo
cool.
Cloud says, "Who will win a fight, me or telephone?" That's pretty much a little bit of a no-brainer, isn't it? Well,
All right, can anybody hear me now?
Yes, we can.
All right. Thank fucking
Ow, there
Lord.
goes my ear.
You finally made it late. And
I had to use Google Chrome.
yeah,
hate
I mean,
Google Chrome.
that was the thing. I just realized, pick another browser because for the longest time I was running Google Hangouts on the Chrome-based Vivaldi, and it wouldn't let me screen share.
Yeah.
Switch to Opera, problem solved.
Like I was trying to say earlier at the chat, I've seen literally it was so fucking bad. It was Dragoneer in his fursuit humping a fucking orca pool toy.
What the
it was Dragoneer.
Oh my god!
It is
Send me that picture.
It wasn't just the picture, it was a fucking video of him grinding on the top of
I have that image in my head. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a glorious thing and a half. Oh, and just
No, it ain't.
I wish I could fucking find it again.
Just to kind of introduce yourself before since you come in late and after all these hang-ups and since you're officially up your post,
Me or the other one, because you said my name correctly. Thank God.
Yeah.
Just kind of say hi and see how your experience with the group so far since you kind of come in late.
Yeah. I'm normally known around as Ice Kitchen 777. I am a Twitch streamer and absolutely hyper today for many reasons.
Yeah, seriously, dude, stay off of the sugar. It's gonna eventually kill you one of these days. No joke.
I've been on massive drinks for like maybe
whatever you're drinking, please fork it over.
It's all right though. So
I love his enthusiasm. It's awesome.
Well, there's also the fact that I'm finally getting parts to finally finish my full Toro full ATX tower case.
It's wonderful though. We'll give a progress report on another time. So let's move on. The next
I'm
topic
literally
is our
clapping my
namesake.
hands from that.
The namesake topic of our show, remake all these things. And you know what the first
It literally
thing
says remake all the things, dude.
Yeah, and you know what the first thing they decided to remake, which was such a hot idea? Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
As what, a girl?
No.
I'll go on record and say I've never seen any episode of Buffy.
This show is honestly
Go
freaking
show.
amazing. Oh my
Considering
I love it.
Considering that Buffy the Vampire Slayer was live action, it's probably better off staying live action rather than ending up as She-Ra.
Hey,
No,
the
that's
Buffy
What the
thing,
hell
though,
is She-Ra?
we'll get to She-Ra in a moment, definitely. But the Buffy thing, though, look at what outrage it caused that even the feminists and all the other SJW types split their hair. A black woman will be featured as the lead of the show.
That's almost reminding me vaguely of that one incident where what was her name? That movie where the red-haired ginger girl came from the orphanage. You know, it's a hard knock life for us.
Annie.
Yes. Remember
As
when
soon
they
as
turned
you
Annie
said
black?
red-haired girl from an orphanage, I immediately thought Annie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before you started singing that song that is now stuck in my head, so thank you. Took me
It's a
10
good
years to
song.
get that song out of my head. That's gonna take me another 10 years to get it out of my head.
I
Hey,
prefer the Austin Powers version.
Oh god.
yeah,
All I have to do is just watch a
baby.
Corey Coyote video for that one.
Here's the funny thing about this, though. The outrage caused by Black Buffy. Yes, look at this. They want to keep. Look at this. Do you think these types are actually secretly racist in denial,
That's
or are they
kind of-
just like Buffy must be pure?
So they
What the
turned
hell does that
Buffy.
even mean? What does that
So
mean?
they turned-
pure?
They turned Buffy
What?
black, and now look at this. And now they just basically like, no, I don't want a black Buffy no more.
Okay, that's
not-
literally a can of worms right there. You want social justice. This is for all of the social
Yeah.
justice warriors that are probably watching this. You want something
All
like
two of you.
people wanting, I don't know, other races to play these big leads, and then you turn around and say no to it. Make up your mind.
No, the
Right.
issue
It's
is
not- it's not-
that they're changing her character completely. Like, this is not Buffy.
Oh.
You know, if they wanted to do a spin-off of like another Black Slayer, that's fine. Like, cool. But Buffy herself, like, she has a certain. She's not a black girl. You know, she's supposed to be, as Joss Whedon said, the blonde bimbo who goes off and gets killed by the monster and then fights back against the monster. That's who Buffy is. You know.
Yeah.
Did you seriously just say bimbo? I haven't heard or seen that
what
word
Joss-
since
that's
I
what Joss
read
Whedon
those
said.
Calvin and Hobbes books.
I don't use that word. That's what the director said.
It's
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
it's
when
an
he
oldie,
talked
but
about
you know,
this character.
kind of a fun word. Like, honestly, I'm not sure whether I can think with this either. Either they just think, you know, they think either black people deserve better than just being the new Buffy, which. Oh,
I mean, in
well, I
this
think-
show, there were other Black Slayers before. It doesn't have they don't have to make Buffy herself a black woman for the sake of her being black. I mean, if she's a good actress, that's awesome, great. But the thing is, she has a certain characteristics to her, and like this could be one for Friends. You know, like Black Slayers in this show. I don't know if you guys have seen the show before,
I haven't.
but there were quite a few of them, and they could do a spin-off of that, and that'd be fine. But why do they have to change the entire story like this? It doesn't make sense.
So technically, you're just saying they're taking the much more difficult route to having a black main character.
They couldn't find a more oppressed character. That's
Well,
the thing.
They're not trying hard enough, clearly.
Clearly, they
Well,
could have gone full Ghostbusters and
Actually,
just.
Oh my god!
Oh
yeah.
god.
I bet there's those motherfuckers are just gonna make, Betty the Vampire Slayer, the stereotypical black girl. Motherfucker, you did not bite my ass.
Or they could just-
Oh, you mean the
Or they could
stereotypical
have
southern
social
black
justice
lady?
warrior.
I'm talking about the stereotypical ghetto trash that you would find sucking some other guy's cock off the side of New York City or somewhere.
these people,
Oh, you
know,
mean
some-
like and this is not insulting to anyone that is literally of the lower classes. There's a neighborhood nearby me that almost fits that description.
Yeah, the kind of bitch that speaks Ebonics, essentially.
Yeah, you know,
I went to school with a lot of those
you know
gals.
something.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Funny
Same
that
here.
these types of people who want to virtue signal like that can only, you know, they can't write a proper black character. They have to like go
They have to
inspired by
literally go
stereotypes.
against they literally have to go right against what they're preaching.
And
Because
just
that's
go
the only
on
thing
with
they
all
know.
those stereotypes.
Ghostbusters did it.
That's the only thing they know. and they just keep preaching, diversity. We want diversity. Okay, how is she gonna be diverse?
She's this
Y'all
black.
motherfuckers need Jesus.
Oh my
no.
gosh.
Hell
I'm
no.
I'm just amazed.
Oh, hail
Did
to.
I'm amazed they haven't,
Indeed.
you know, like said you have to be this black to be the new Buffy.
Oh, they probably have something like that.
Oh god.
You don't need to be black to be Buffy, but you need to be you can be black and be puffy.
What the heck? Oh my gosh.
Hey, what can I say?
Your humor's gonna kill me one of these days.
What can I say? Baby's got back.
Oh, this just never ends though.
Oh my gosh, that old '90s rap,
you know,
song from what's his name?
What's it called? You know,
I bet the deadliest weapon the black Buffy's gonna have is her hips.
No, I'd probably say her shoes.
No. We'll be going to Atomic Betty's levels of bullshit at that point.
Oh god.
And she's gonna be saying, "Oh Jesus! Oh Lordy Jesus, help me against these vampires."
Let's just they cast some really easy, I know.
All right. So
and then next thing you know, instead of garlic, it's chicken.
Oh god!
Oh my god!
Stereotypes. All right.
I think we've gone too far.
We've got one more.
If you hang out with me long enough, you'll never go too far with the topics.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. I'll cut you when it's time to but we do have another abomination to show you, which is a bit.
Oh
old,
god!
Hey, yes. Why did they have to remake this?
Yes.
Oh, you mean the types that crawl around outside? Those types are literally this stuff.
Before I take you to this stuff, look at.
Oh my god, her post! I'm so sorry that a children's cartoon character is giving you erections. What?
Oh. No.
Seriously?
Let me just put this meme. Let me put it this way: badly designing a character to own all the heterosexual men.
I would just have to say this one thing, and that is, there's no fear than a girl with a sword and a very pissed off look on her face.
And she's not even girly enough. Look at this.
That's a guy or a girl?
I wouldn't call her a she.
My understanding is that She-Ra was meant to be sort of a female spin-off of He-Man.
Yes. Look at this.
Okay, that would explain it then.
That's why
this was the old design here. You see on screen share. But
interesting.
Look at that. She's graceful. She's feminine. She's
Is this a new thing, or
this
is
is
this
the old
like
design?
She looks like a crossover between Thor and Wonder Woman in that one.
I was about to say she seems like the equivalent to He-Man as Wonder Woman is the equivalent to Superman.
Pretty much.
I'd probably say that's what they were probably going with, because it was basically to show, to give a chance for both, to empower both. Because even back then, instead of the bullshit they're spouting nowadays, they don't really realize, they've been doing this for fucking years.
And you've seen
stealing stuff.
There's sexism in video games. You haven't heard of Metroid?
Or Lara Croft? Tomb Raider?
Yeah, right?
Bingo!
Okay. Lara Croft is a really bad video game. I'm just going to say that.
It's a bad game.
I'm so thankful I just now heard of it.
Tomb Raider is god-awful.
It's one of those games.
Okay, I've heard of that one.
Wait, which one? The modern Lara Croft or the
modern one?
Yeah, the modern one's bad.
Or the older ones.
I was talking about PlayStation 1, back in the day.
We'll get to that in a moment, definitely.
I'm more of an Uncharted guy. I like Uncharted.
Oh, by the way, I found a tweet about the tweet Dragoneer humping the orca whale.
Send it to
Oh,
me, and I'll
God.
Oh, you
basically
did?
catch up
I
with
put
there.
I put it in the Hangout chat.
Oh my god.
Okay, give me a second. Give me a second.
I must see this nonsense.
All right. Hang on.
Someone
I
needs
will
to
screen share
seriously
it. I'll
just
screen share
flag
it.
that thing as
I will give
almost
you
like
a
NSFW or
second.
something.
We just
According to @Twitter support, it's not a violation of their rules to post tweets claiming people are doing things in videos they're not, like say engaging in relations with a pool toy.
Oh
They
my
randomly kept tweeting to me about fucking an orca toy, and that's fine.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, dude, this is made to look as convincing as Stinger, dude. Like
I've actually seen that. I don't know why.
This is exactly what I imagined. This is exactly what I thought was gonna happen.
He's so
Ow.
Oh my
fucking,
goodness.
he's so fucking hurt.
Yeah, he's
So
What
he
the
actually
heck?
did it. The madman.
He's gone and lost it though, but I'll say that. Now, I think I think at this stage though, just to wind up this whole kind of remakes thing, it's like at this point on a long enough timeline until we get these retards out of design, all the designs are going to get worse and worse and worse until there's no more meaning to the characters.
Hell, they're already going to do it to Thundercats Roar.
Among other things, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard
Oh
about
my
that
God.
too. That's such a shame.
They kind of did something similar to like the Thundercats thing, but they turned it into like a Lego version.
Oh no, they turned it to look more like Steven Universe. And part of the intro is actually traced from somebody's fan art of Berserk in the Cal art style.
Oh, no way.
They literally traced fan art in part of the introduction that they showed in the whole documentary bullshit.
Oh, that's just lazy. That's
bad.
lazy.
So,
What is wrong with these people?
Here's the final part though. They looked up the creator of the new Thundercats just simply went on YouTube on his playlist for the intro. Didn't orchestrate any of it.
No.
Just went to YouTube and found a song. And that's
it. Shame, isn't it? No.
it's laziness to the 10th degree.
That's pretty much the gist of what is happening. Creative bankruptcy, yada yada. But we'll move on to the next kind of topic. But first, live comments. Let's see. Here is.
Oh gosh.
Let's see.
And by the way, ended up getting a new subscriber.
Somebody said. Somebody once said Raiders version of MySpace. Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh god. Not that thing. Please, for the love of God, no.
No, not worth it.
I've been interacting with the chat the entire time. At least trying to.
It's all right though. We'll move on to the next topic, which is.
Oh.
But before we start on the bad news about this topic is about the game distributor, Good Old Games, GOG.com. And before we start on the bad news, let's start with the good news first. Is that they want to try and bring PS1 classics onto their site, their platform.
I'm all for that.
Yes, Spyro.
Which classics though? Some of them could have been a bit cringy.
Oh, that's a good question.
It's PS1 era.
Yes, retro games to PC such as PS1 classics. We don't know what kind of it, but how?
That's the question for.
Here's the thing:
one?
Everybody who looks for these sorts of things tries to run emulators, and they're like,
They would have to package some sort of emulator with the game,
like a virtual machine.
Well, technically, when you buy a PS1 classic game from the PlayStation Network, you're technically emulating it.
Yeah, virtual machine.
Mm-hmm.
And now, but that's pretty much the kind of the gist of, you know.
Or
now
you know,
if it's in this remake generation, you got to wonder: is this really a good proposal?
Well, I think at least in the case of the PS1 game Spyro the Dragon, they're making a whole reignited trilogy, and I think that's a good thing because it looks freaking awesome. I don't know if you guys.
What are they now remaking?
remake
The
Spyro.
Spyro is the only one that's worth getting, though.
Oh, it looks so good. It looks so.
What
awesome.
about Crash Bandicoot?
That's
That was
remade.
already. That was
That's
already.
another
made.
one that they're working on.
be
I
slow.
haven't seen too much about it though.
All right, so
It
we'll
just
move on
it just
to
kind of proves the point that
Dark
when
Souls.
you don't actually fuck up and change shit like they did with Mind Over Mutant and all that shit, hey, people will buy it.
it'll be something
Well,
good.
they're-
Same with the Star Wars thing. If they don't
Bingo.
fuck it up, people will buy it.
Oh, there is
Bingo.
one thing with the okay. Well, with the Spyro game, there is one thing that they are changing because there's a level in Spyro called Twilight Harbor where the enemies have guns, like machine guns, like actual freaking guns, and they shoot at you. And so in the remake, they're making them like these energy blaster type things to make it more politically correct.
Oh,
So
fuck
they're
off.
not- I know. They're not
No.
necessarily giving in completely, but they're just trying to be. So they say, sensitive and stuff, but
Don't they
know-
realize that energy weapons
No,
do more
that-
damage than
that's-
machine guns?
That's-
no.
the
That's
thing is,
gonna
it's a
piss me
gun.
off
That's
right
it.
there. So I'm about
That's
to,
it.
that's something that's about to piss me off right there. All right. I'll say this right now. You let this fucking excuse bullshit. Okay, you're Activision. You let Crash Bandicoot, like the first fucking remake, the whole fucking trilogy, whatever the fuck it is. You let Pinstrip keep his fucking Tommy gun in the remake, and you're gonna fucking change the shit in the Spyro remake? What
Yeah,
kind of
that's-
fucking logic is that shit? Leave that
That's
shit
what
alone. Quit
Yeah.
fucking changing shit when it doesn't need to be fucking changed. Everything's fucking perfect. It was selling good in the past. Don't change the fucking past.
That's
I'm so
different,
thankful
man.
I have headphones on because
You
Yeah.
can upgrade
I
the
would get
graphics.
fussed at again for that very word.
Right.
Sorry.
We'll move on at this stage to the bad news about what GOG has been facing all this heat, and this is all because of them. They posted that they wanted to sell Postal 2 and they put a picture of them pissing on the grave of games journalism, and lo and behold, who gets triggered?
Side note, I have Postal 2 on this laptop, and it's a very fun game. I don't have Paradise Lost though.
And you know what the thing about this is, who got triggered that they basically they basically raged at GOG.com and and they just withdrew their support.
Apparently, a lot of people
Well, games
Oh
journalists.
yeah,
guessing.
a
Kotaku.
lot more people were angry because they apologized.
24/7.
I don't like Kotaku.
That tweet, unfortunately, they've been deleted. No, GOG they made a mistake.
Yeah.
No, that ain't no damn
Well,
mistake. That's a
No,
fucking
no. Deleting the tweets was a mistake.
Ah,
They-
yeah,
well,
yeah, that's a
that
fucking
and
mistake right
apologizing
there.
for it. Apologizing for this tweet was also a bigger mistake. That's what got a lot of people pissed off because they're like, "Why are you giving into this shit? Why are you
Right.
apologizing to
It's the
SJW?"
press. This is the precedent of the order. Really, they caved in. They deleted the tweet, and then they just and then they threw their core audience under the bus
Yeah, they did.
over something as minuscule as that.
It's almost like that time that Steam kind of tried to cater to, the sensitive snowflakes for like the quote unquote waifu holocaust.
Oh,
Oh yeah, haven't
You
heard
mean
that one?
the sorry little brats that the teachers would always send to the office because they're always complaining and whining?
Right.
Speaking of
Those
waifus,
types of kids.
Speaking of like
Daddy,
waifus,
Daddy Gaben, there's titties in my game. Censor it now.
speaking
I would
of
have
like,
said just grow up hair and get on with your life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
speaking of, like,
just
waifus and anime.
Now, if it's like a little kid, I would
Yeah, I
So
would
just
probably
ignore it
question
because
the
we'll have to
shit out
talk
of
about it later.
it. Yeah, I would
Am I-
question the shit out of it.
It's
Am I
bad.
very
Like,
quiet?
Here's the funny little thing though.
I feel like I'm too quiet and I'm getting.
No, it's
No, you're not. Your voice is perfect. The other one was really loud, so I had to turn the volume down from my phone.
Okay, because I was gonna have a quick thing about anime and stuff in school. Just as a quick joke, there's this kid I know that has about 50 gigabytes worth of lewd anime stuff on his school issued laptop.
good grief. Can we?
And
Why?
they check that at the beginning and end of every school year.
Oh, actually, they check it more than that. I was one of the kids in the
my school-
office bringing reports to the APs
My
with
school doesn't
literally
check them
stuff
every
like
month.
that.
Hello, my character is from Sword Arts Online, and I am a level 25 mage.
They're not going to get it unless they're gamers.
Yeah.
But
All
on
these
your
kids-
school computer, like, no, you don't do that kind of stuff. You have a phone for a reason. I mean, come on.
All these three kids do is they play Magic the Gathering, Hearthstone, and all that all day long. They complain when the teachers make. Well, one of them complains when the teacher makes them work. The other two are just fine with that. They
I'm one of the ones
I-
that's fine with it.
they
I
can't.
thought
if they
for a
start-
second there, I thought you were talking about the kids playing Fortnite.
Oh, that too.
Yo,
They-
dog, I gotta get this kill, man. Why you beating me down, man?
Surprisingly, those kids are doing better in school than the anime kids.
Yeah,
But
well,
what,
what
the
has-
teacher
I'm sure-
tells them to
Yeah.
work when they're in school, and they get mad at that. Like,
One of the
Really?
anime kids does.
Because what do you think you go to school for? Except
Right?
apparently nowadays.
So, yeah, we have
Come
issues
on.
of that too.
Apparently, by committing the sin of looking up Boku no Pico.
oh no.
Boku no Pika?
Do not get
Really?
into that, please.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah, it got.
I just
one-
love how the live stream just goes from the topics that are PG all the way down to rated R.
This,
in under
well,
5
now that we
seconds.
have to do that, we now have to label the damn thing as as explicit. But no, it's got more to do with language among other things.
Well, you should have done that with all of them.
It's not.
I mean, speaking of language, it's not Boku no Pika, it's Boku no Pico.
Oh god.
Dang.
Oh, okay. Now we're
Now
going.
now
to,
you're getting the
Now we're
weed
going
rate
to the
I
technicality
just
of things.
wanted to make that known. If
Now
want
you guys are
to-
getting the wave rage
into
fired
that.
up.
Okay, I think
I'm not a weeaboo or anything like that. No hate towards them.
no, but I think we just
It's
found
not-
one.
I'm enjoying reading the comments in the chat.
I don't
God.
mind hanging out with weeaboos at all.
I'm not a weeaboo at all. I do
Well,
not like
Just
anime.
like
Do
I'm
you
just
even know
saying,
what a
I'm just
weeaboo
I'm
even
just
is?
an anime lover. That's
I
the
don't-
That's a weeaboo, dude.
No, I don't know the
Well,
difference
and
between
you're
a
a
weeaboo
on the other
and an
hand.
otaku.
Hey,
Is there
Well,
a difference?
Well, actually, I'm bisexual. I love both furries and otakus.
that's
Dude,
gentlemen. If I ever make a shirt or a trophy of the weirdest lines ever said on the podcast, I might just feature that one.
Please put that on the trophy, please.
Oh my god.
Hey,
I've got quite a
That would have been so
But-
funny.
But here's the thing, Joel. I fucking told you that if I was going to come on, I was going to be absolutely Woody.
dude.
What?
yourself, not ruin. I didn't tell you to freaking ruin yourself with
I just feel like
alcohol and all
Ruin
that other stuff.
Oh,
You
I
talk
think
about
I-
ruining myself. Shit, I do this kind of shit on my own streams on Twitch.
think I-
Jesus.
That's
think
that.
Karen
I
was
mean,
on.
that's
I
how
have
you
I have
work, Karen.
Twitch, but I don't use it.
I mean,
Well, I use it to just kind of dick around and have fun with folks.
I
Actually,
mean,
Did you
I
say
don't know.
deck around or a different word?
that's his.
Yes. This is my persona is an absolute Christmas fanatic.
All right.
Oh dear God!
Put on the saddle and ride me. all night long.
All right. I think this is probably racist.
Yeah.
We're basically just managing a den of,
Yeah, you can jingle my bells.
Please
Alright?
don't.
All right. I think that's probably gonna wrap that up for this.
Yeah,
We'll just-
please do, because
we'll
that
just
just
say that
turned lewd really quick, and no
Yeah.
thank you.
I think
you have other
the end of
topics?
this whole lesson about the topic that we were just on about.
Oh
God.
You don't apologize to your enemies.
Yes. Yes. No. And
For the
no,
love
you
of God,
don't.
just don't.
No, you don't.
You do not.
Don't.
When you do something with the intent to, or whatever it is, anything that, and when they find out, Lorraine, you just say, "Screw off! I'm not apologizing for this."
No, I would have said something even worse.
That's
I'm
the
actually not
gesture-
afraid to cuss them out.
It's just the gesture of it all, and that matters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really.
Well, when you apologize, you give them an inch, they take a mile. They run with it, and and nothing's ever good enough either. They constantly want more and more appeasement, and you can't do that.
That's essentially the whole point of it. And now look at that. Like, my trust in GOG.com has basically plummeted as a result. Hey, at least they're not running their chat service though. Thank
Yeah.
God.
Wait,
Thank
God?
God we don't have GOG chat. They would have cucked out and become the next Discord if they
Wait,
tried
God.
what Steam did.
Wait, you're saying there's God.com?
No, thank
God, God.
God.
GOG.com chat doesn't
Dog.
exist yet.
Oh, well, I was about to say, if there's no use of God.com, then you've always got Satan.com.
Oh, good grief.
Oh, screw that.
Forget that stuff. Anyway,
Is
the
that
fact
real?
of it is that at least I'm lucky that they didn't make a chat service and Steam did. If GOG.com made one, they would have turned to the next Discord, given how they handled that.
Oh, God.
I'll
Steam,
still take
however,
Chill out,
take-
man.
I'll take Discord over Skype any day.
yeah, well, sadly,
I
we
I heard
have to back onto
something,
Discord and
Skype.
I don't like Skype. That's the point. Skype is.
well,
I'm on Skype anyways.
you're trying to preserve that stuff. Oh well. I think at this stage we kind of we'll make this a wrap. We couldn't really get all everything we kind of was hoping for, but this is just the nature of the show, right?
Well, you
It's
did.
been really fun.
Oh no, there's a topic I really want to get into.
We'll see if we can make the time for it though. Like we talked.
I'm sorry if I...
Otherwise, that when I talked about this, we would just become an aggregator for the Trump news.
I don't care.
But we're not exactly a news service though. But
And
that's
what
it.
now?
But right now, I think we're gonna have to cut this a little early. Like, I mean, we don't drag this on for too long, for well over an hour, for good reason.
Joel, can you just mention some live comments and stuff? Because I
we'll
can't
read
see that
we'll read
stuff.
the live comments for here, of course. Let's see.
You want me to read a few of them?
All right. Extrodon says, "I don't understand why everyone hates us."
Oh, jeez.
I think he's mean like the furry raiders.
Maybe.
It's
I don't know who he is.
it's probably because we have the audacity to think for ourselves.
It's a product of the political climate in this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a curse, having the ability to think for yourself. What
That's
kind
a
of
blessing and a curse.
It is. It's to that extent.
How dare us to
Right.
defy the hive mind?
The gatekeepers of the furry fandom.
Exactly.
What gatekeepers? It's like
the
Walmart,
unholy-
a free for all.
It is. They should not exist.
Walmart is so weird when you go there late at night.
Like, I mean, at this stage, too, they might as well just chase. They could chase pass around all the ribbons they want, and they'll still find nothing
Yeah.
Oh god, I remember that shit.
Yeah.
First Wolf says, guess who's a Nazi this week? What the hell?
I'm shocked. Oh,
Yeah, you saw that stuff in
anyway,
Anthropon.
let's. So,
Born in China, raised by
Oh,
Jews,
wait,
and
so
schooled by
I
Catholics.
also saw the whole tweet where what was it? Somebody tweeted to DenverCon about the it was either Anthrocon or DenverCon.
Probably Anthropon.
Yeah, about the paw print thing, and they replied, "Yeah, we'll make it a rule to kick anybody that has a paw print anything on their fursuit or clothes or whatever."
oh
But
my
that's-
goodness,
that's
we
the
just
symbol.
heard
Okay,
the symbol,
that-
guys. We
That's
just
gonna exclude every single furry in existence.
I was about
Because if they
symbol.
start waving the LGBT flag with a paw print on it, they're excluded, and they could be the really popular furries too.
Hold on,
Oh
hold
my
on.
God.
So
Yeah.
somebody actually also tweeted the fact that Dog Patch or Dog Shit Press actually wears a fucking paw print with rainbow colors on it.
Well, he's a
Oh
Nazi.
no!
He's
That
kidding, he's kidding.
symbol is a Nazi symbol.
Okay, that is so contradictory because if any
It's
of us
fucking
do it,
hilarious.
it's then considered Nazi-like.
Yeah.
Well,
But if he
he's
does
a gay
it,
Nazi.
he's
I'll-
a-okay.
Ban him.
I want to see motherfuckers
I-
kick his ass out. I want to
Hey,
see that.
guys, that
I banned
not.
Dio the Tasmanian Devil from ACFI. So if anyone from that group decides to show up and brings her, she'll immediately get escorted out because she threatened the con.
Hell yeah, she did. Boy, I can't wait to punch Nazis.
Oh no, she literally said in a tweet, "I hope it dies,"
Oh,
and it was literally our first year last year.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
there's
told
also
the leader of it, and he kicked her out.
There's also the fact that she and a lot of others, including Dogpatch Press, went to their own sort of what was it, Telegram or some shit in Discord, where they actually went off to say, both Republicans and centrists need to be shot.
Oh God, that's
Yes,
the whole
there-
story.
there was-
yeah, we
there was
know
a-
the story. Of that.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
I live in Texas,
Yeah.
where we own guns. I say, bring it on.
All right,
yeah.
gentlemen. I think it's high time we wrap this up.
Ah, dang it! Can we just do it for like 2 hours or so?
I wish I had, but we've got time things. We make this a little easy to listen to as well. Like, yeah, I mean, maybe one day we'll probably extend the time slot.
Really? Because I was in a live stream with Kiwi Fox, and he was doing a 24-hour one.
People just
That's too
Right.
much.
Anyway.
That's too much.
In suit, by the way.
Or
I'm
no,
sorry-
no.
I'm sorry if I kind of detoured a lot of the conversation, though.
this is just a namesake, dude. Like, but hey, I mean, I totally just don't mind as long as we just keep things running smoothly.
Mhm.
Other than that, though, I think this is probably a wrap for this week. The cycle's a little bit slow, but I mean, I did the best I could, and for that, yeah. Now, guys, I mean, thanks for coming aboard. I hope you had as much.
So when
fun
is the
as-
next one?
Oh, I don't know yet. I'll call it in when I call it in. But I know I hope you
Alright.
guys have had fun. Just coming in, producing it as much as I did.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, this was awesome. It was so great to talk to you guys.
Well, so to all our listeners, I hope you've had fun as listening to it, like with what I've managed to assemble. I mean, sure, it was a little, but hey, just such is the nature of it. Now that said, this is us signing off for the week. Until next time, see you later.
Bye.